It's a pretty ambitious thing to, if you would have said 20 years ago you were going to build an audience or make 1 million people entrepreneurs in any endeavor, they would have probably said that's not possible. But the advent of social media and Facebook and the interconnection of the planet by social media, I don't think that's crazy. But let me ask you, how do you intend to go about building a community of 1 million successful people in this field?
That's a great question. Thanks for asking it, and you obviously understand the way that we believe we can do it better than most. So that goal was set in 2012, and so the initiation of that period of time, so really 2013 through 2016, was a 4-year period. And the goal was not necessarily to create 1 million ecopreneurs, but to teach 1 million people that could then teach others. And then you get that duplication factor, the exponentiality of the fact that they say that every person on the planet knows 250 others by a first name basis. And that's probably not true for everyone, but if you take that as an average, and you talked a little bit about my actuarial background, so I tend to think in averages a lot. And then that really means we don't have to touch directly, face to face, 1 million. It means we need to touch probably, somewhere around 1,000 or 1,500, and if they each have 250 connections, then that gets us, towards that 1 million number. We have been quantifying how we've been doing on that, and so we're almost halfway through the process, and we're about at 100,000 that we believe we've touched. And you think, well, you're halfway through and you're only 1/10 of the way there. Not really. Again, because you've got exponentiality involved here, and our growth today in those numbers is dramatically higher than it was 2 months ago, and hopefully it'll continue to be exponential. And you said it, the only way we can do it is by connecting through media like we're using today, Steve, the internet.
You're obviously a serious man, successful in all his endeavors, and I have no reason to doubt that you will achieve that. I have your website up here right now, nourishtheplanet.com. And folks, if you would like to engage in this project with Dr. Dorban, this would be a good place to come. Where else would I'm sure you have a list set up. Where would you like folks to connect with you, Dr. Dorban?
Yeah, thank you, Steve, for asking that. That we do have a little bit of a challenge as it relates to branding because our goal is to work with other folks, and so one of our primary business models is instead of charging fees to people to work with us, we actually will take profit interests or ownership interests in their businesses. And because of that, we've got lots of presences on the web. So this site is clearly where we probably try to accumulate the majority of information that we have. And so you saw as you scroll down the page there's several places you can opt in. You can schedule meetings with us, calls with us. There's webinars that are recorded that you can watch. Right there you're showing a place where there's talk to Wayne or talk to our staff. Obviously like us on Facebook. We've got Facebook pages for all of these ventures. But I'll give you one other website because it's one that'll really show Dennis Weaver a little bit. That's ecolonomics.org, so www.ecolonmics.org. And that'll be another site that has got it's sort of independent information. I'll throw out one that I learned from a guy you probably know of or have worked with, Neil Patel, up there at the top, that bar that has the header where it says, click here and we'll give you a book. So you'll see it. It'll go to an opt-in that'll allow you to get this book, which I actually helped co-author back at the start of the year, and we decided to make it just broadly available. And then we also we public labeled it, so it's got resale rights. So we're trying to encourage people not only to read it, we think there's good information there, but also they can resell it. So start your entrepreneurial venture by using it yourself. And this, by the way, is broad. Excuse me, I'm losing that voice more. It's not just involved in the eco space. It's really something that an entrepreneur building any kind of a business could look at. So
Okay, so I went in and I opted into this book, and what's going to happen is,
yep, you're going to get an email.
yeah, this is for the Hangout. So these don't happen instantly all the time, and but what I'm going to do is get an email with that book that you promised,
Yep.
and your business model is to partner with folks and help them create a business and help them become successful, and share in their success by being their partner.
That's correct.
Most folks would recognize Dennis Weaver. Some of the younger generation maybe not, but he was on television for three, maybe 4 decades, and in movies. And so you were a partner of his, I take it.
Yes.